Alright, hold on a second. I'm trying to work my way around my tools here in the shop without knocking this camera off of the tripod. Alright, hi again. This is hint video number 9, wheels and brakes, which is a little bit strange to me because when I first started these hint videos, I didn't have a set video number in mind that I wanted to make. I figured I'd just make these as I go, and I can't believe that I'm on number 9 already. So this is kind of a continuation of the landing gear video. If you've purchased the landing gear video, in that video I talked about the fact that the wheel and brake segment is going to take probably at least an hour, maybe a little bit more than that, and I didn't want to have that much more footage on the 2.5 hour landing gear video because I figured that most people probably couldn't handle listening to me and looking at my pictures for 4 hours at a shot. So this is a separate video, and this video is going to talk about the wire wheels because of course that's what I used on my plane. So I will talk about the hub fabrication. I fabricated my own hubs. I'll talk about that. I'll talk a little bit about rims and spokes and that kind of thing. Those were off-the-shelf items, so there's not a whole lot to talk about. I guess there is. I guess there's materials and size and stuff like that, but the hubs are the only things that I custom fabricated. The rims and the spokes and all that were off the shelf, so to speak, but I'll get into that. And I'll talk a little bit about tires and brakes. The brakes were, I guess you can call them custom made. It was a hodgepodge of off-the-shelf go-kart parts and then stuff that I fabricated myself. But my particular brakes are the band brakes, the band style brakes, and I went with those for two main reasons. One, they're lightweight. They're just a metal band with some brake pad material on the inside of them, and then a little, what looks like a little drum, a metal drum that bolts to the hub that these things will ultimately pinch around. So it's a lightweight assembly. It's very simple, and I wasn't looking for a lot of stopping power here. People talk a lot about, well, a lot of airplanes don't even have brakes, but the people that have brakes, they talk about they never use them on landing. They mainly use them for negotiating around things when they're taxiing. My point for my brakes is even to a lesser degree than that. My only real motivation for having brakes at this point is just to keep the plane from rolling. So wherever I end up, I don't want to shut the engine down and have the plane rolling downhill toward other airplanes, toward people. If I'm pulling into a fuel pit, I want to be able to stop. I don't want to continue to roll and hit who knows what. So my brakes are pretty light. They're not the most robust part of the airplane for that reason, because I basically just want enough friction to hold the plane from rolling downhill. So with that in mind, I think this will be a pretty straightforward video. The wheel segment, I'm sure, will be pretty straightforward. There's not, at least in my opinion, I guess I shouldn't downplay it, but the wheel part and the brakes, they're pretty straightforward. It's not a big, elaborate, involved thing, you know, like rebuilding an engine or building a complete fuselage from scratch. So with that, we will get into the meat of the video, and hopefully you will enjoy it, and we'll see how long it takes, and we'll see you back here at the end, and we'll wrap things up and we'll move on to whatever comes next. All right, we'll see you later.